the internet. Well, I am excited because Monster High is officially making a comeback. And oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you to whoever decided to do that. But in honor of that, we're going to take a look at my Monster High collection, which has grown since I last shot a video about it. So, not by much because I don't have the world's biggest collection. But yeah, they're just kind of sitting over here in this little pile, not in any particular order. So, this is my Draculaura, my Justice exclusive little defect Draculaura, who's now missing her sunglasses because they snapped. I don't know how they snapped. They were on her face and they just broke. But she's defect Draculaura because she doesn't have her little fangs. And oh, she was so cute to get though. And yes, I took all of my originals pre-reboots out of their boxes because that's my collection. That's what I do. And of course, there's my Twyla, which was one of my only pre-reboot dolls before I started making my own money. So I got Twyla winning a competition in English, and my teacher said I could pick out my own prize, and I picked out Twyla. And there we go. Oh, I don't know how their hair got so messy. They're in a tub. Like most collectors keep them in a tub. I've seen pictures. But there's Laguna, who's a little wonky in the face because her lipstick doesn't match up with her lip mold, so it's kind of weird to look at. But there's her. And on the trend of reboots, here's my Cleo that I got, one of the last Monster High dolls. Because it would go in and all they would have were the cheap, sheer, I can't really do the air quotations with the way my hands work, but sheer dolls. With like this skirt that's like, it's so weird feeling. I know you can't feel it. And then the shoes that were molded on. And like lackluster hair, and it wasn't the greatest. And that's just kind of how they went out. It was sad. It was so sad. And then we have my Draculaura, who was, I think, my first Monster Idol that I was able to get ever. Why? Because, and I've told this story before, but when Monster High came out, my dad said, nope, no way, no, not in my house. That was what he said. And since I was 10, I didn't have a job and I couldn't go buy it on my own. And so, yeah. But then I got to an age where Dad's like, yeah, I'll let you make your own decisions. Like, he lets me make my own decisions and what I buy and what I watch. And his prerogative is, I raised you, you should know when something's bad for you, or however he puts it. I started getting these, my little Monster High dolls, shortly before they disappeared off the face of the planet. But then we have Claudine, who I'm really sad because the thing is stuck to her head and you can't play with her hair, and her mask doesn't even like go all the way back like it's supposed to anymore. Like it goes on her face and then it just sticks kind of up there. And this is my only Claudine because I haven't gotten a pre-reboot Claudine, and that's like been what I want to do. But the one I want is apparently really hard to get a hold of. Darn you, Collector's Guide, for making the 13 Wishes Claudine look so amazing. Not this one, not yet. And so here's my pre-reboot Cleo, who's from the Mad Science School set. And like I said, I took everything out of its box. So she gets displayed on a stand on my dresser like most of my pre-reboots. And yeah, I just have this disorganized chaos, and all my rainbow high dolls are just like looking at me, being like, who are these, and where did they come from? But this is my Voltages, who's missing her headband right now because it keeps falling off, and so I have it in a container. I think she has I don't know if it's hair gel or glue seepage. I mean, it doesn't look like glue, but it definitely has a gunky underfeeling on parts of her head. So I think I might wash her hair at one point or another. I can't do the traditional get rid of the glue seepage if that's what it is. I'm just gonna try to make it a little bit better. I still say it's styling product because her hair holds up pretty well, like how it was originally. Like you can see where her headband was. If you like looked at the top of her head. But this was my let me think. This was my first Monster High purchase after getting a job. I looked at the collector guide, and I love superheroes, and they had a superhero line. There was supposed to be a superhero movie, but Mattel said no way because no one thought girls like superheroes, I guess. This is my Voltages, my Frankie, from that line. Oh, I was so happy to get her. I took like 5 or 6 pictures of her in the box, and then I got her out and put her on a stand, and it was amazing. And back to the mad science thing, here is my one and only Ghoulia, who's not wearing her glasses because the way they were in the box, they don't fit on her face. They will fall off. They're like lopsided or something. This is my Ghoulia, who is also my profile picture on here. And I love her. Like, she's cute even without her glasses, and it's amazing. Oh, there are a couple Ghoulias I like the physical dedication, and her date set with slow-mo is pretty cute too, though it's hard to find, and when you do find it, it's kind of expensive. So I haven't gotten that one. One more Frankie, where is she? And here is my re-release Dawn of the Dance Frankie, and I say re-release because I'm sure there are details that I haven't quite picked up on, but the box said 2013, and I know the originals came out shortly after the first line in 2010. So I got her out and got her set up, and oh, I love her, regardless if she's a re-release or not, because it's pre-reboot, which means, you know, it's pre-reboot, so we can't really judge. And the last one I'm going to show you is another reboot that I got. Oh, wait. I didn't show you her. And then here's my Dawn of... What do they call this line? Welcome to Monster High. I want to say Dawn of the Dance because that's what I was just talking about. But I know it's not Dawn of the Dance. It's my Welcome to Monster High Draculaura, whose ponytail needs a little bit of a brush. But, yeah. So I've got her. And Draculaura is my favorite. So I got this one while I was working a temporary job over Christmas time, and I was restocking shelves, putting stuff back that people had changed their minds about, and I had to go down the toy aisle one day. I mean, first off, part of me wishes I'd never discovered the toy aisle, but I'm very, very glad I did, because on the bottom shelf of this store was this one singular Draculaura. So when I got paid, I went back there and I bought her. because you never saw Monster Highs anywhere anymore. And I said, "Yeah," and I want to say she's like an emoji dress variant because it's what her dress kind of sort of looks like, but that's probably not the case. Her hair did turn out like is a little bit nicer than my emoji dress Draculaura, whose hair I don't know how or when or why is still frizzy despite my fabric softener washing. I might have to wash it with shampoo. I mean, some people don't. I do. Just very small amounts of shampoo, and then I wash all their hair out. That's what I do with my Rainbow Highs. But that's not all of my collection, so we're not done quite yet. I'm reaching over because I had to stack all this. So this is my only Monster High DVD, which thankfully has 4 movies on it, 2 of which are Draculaura centric. And the other 2, Fool's Rule and Friday Night Frights. And I got this. I try to let myself get one thing every paycheck. One. Lately, that's been buying seasons of iCarly. I now own all 6 because I splurged and bought 2 each paycheck. But I bought this a few months ago. And you can't see it. I'm holding it like you can. And I got that. And when the pandemic first started, I sat out and I bought books to keep me entertained. And I bought this set off of eBay for like, what was it, $10? And it's kind of sad because in the very last book of this obviously not reboot Monster High, there is an advertisement for Reboot Monster High. I'm like, how far you've fallen, how far you fell. Not to say the reboot was completely horrible. I mean, it did give us Monaco, who is a pretty good villain, but I mean, come on. Original Monster High was so much better. Speaking of original, I've got the first 4 novels, which have nothing to do with the rest of the canon line. Even the creator doesn't consider these to be canon. They were like written on vague descriptions of the character, and it's so weird. Like, the Ever After High books, those are straight up Ever After High, hit the nail on the head canon. I own all of those too. But, these are not. Speaking of books, because I own more books than, like, anything else, I have the Fear book. I thank God for thrift books' existence, because how else are you gonna get out of print things like this? I've got the Fear book. And I have to reach for the other books. I have the collector guide, which I look at on a semi-regular basis. I mean, it's in my Goodreads as forever rereading, because I sit there and I read it, and I say, I like that one. And there are so many more than what's in this book, but it's a good starting point for me. I mean, they're supposed to do collectors based on these girls later this year, and my gosh, do I want this Draculaura. Like, just give me the Draculaura. Just give me the original looking Draculaura in all her glory. She is my favorite. As evidenced by the fact that I own like 4 of her. And then I have the Book of Secrets, which is kind of like an activity book, but I don't do activities in books like this. I kept this one to read, although I do have activity books. And then this one I got semi-recently just so I could have free shipping on another book on thrift that I needed to get. I say needed because it's part of a series that I didn't have the first one to, so I got this for the free shipping. And it's basically like the yearbook and then the webisodes, and there are like activity pages in the middle. Of course, I bought this used. So like the stickers are all gone and the activity pages are all used up. But we okay. It's okay. It's all good. Ow. So then I have this novel from the Girlfriends Forever series. I still haven't gotten the rest of these. I'm looking for a reasonably priced box set of these. I can just box set them because they have a couple different box sets. And then I have the Drop Dead Diary, which was another used activity book I bought. And I say used because it is. It's been used. There are like some of the activities are marked in, although not a lot of them, so. But I haven't really gotten to where I have done any of these yet. I just like, I looked through it. For, like inspiration or whatever. Anything else over there? I know there's one more thing. One more. Just gotta remember where I put it. Oh. Here it is. Speaking of used activity books, I got the Little Spirit Monster High Doodle book. Usually when I get activity things off thrift, they're not too badly used. Like maybe a few pages. No, this was all throughout it, and it made me kind of sad. So I like took white out to like the page if there was a used page that I wanted to do, I took a white out to whatever was written there, and I wrote over it. But I think I might try to find an unused copy of this because it is a lot of fun. I did like it because it treats it like a handbook for new students, and it's super awesome. Just so many things to do. Yeah, I believe that's all of my collection I can think of at the current moment. So yeah, so I am. Oh, maybe I should include that. My bad. So those Ever After High books I mentioned, Ever After High was building towards a crossover with Monster High. Sadly, this is all that came of it. Because Ever After High had literally just gotten canceled right after this book got published. And this is obviously a reboot Monster High. But I didn't have a job at this point. No, I didn't have a job. So I set out, and my papa took me to get this book because this is the one I wanted. And so I got this one and I read it, and it's cute. But it leaves you on an indefinite cliffhanger because there was no movie. And everything just kind of died. I mean, it literally it talks about how they can't be brought together because of this world-ending force, like most books, and then there's an epilogue where it shows that they still have a way back to get to Ever After High's realm, and it just leaves you there, and it's so sad. But hey, this is rebooting. It's rebooting. It's making a comeback, hopefully in all its original glory. So maybe Ever After High will reboot too. I hope. I hope. I hope. I hope so much. So much. But why do all my books keep falling over? Stay. So that's my collection video. I'm sorry for rambling on, and I will see you guys next time.